husband, whoever it is. It helps you understand it a lot better as well, because now it's the same thing with that. With those specific relationships, it's what your strengths are, what makes you feel good about that person, but you also know the things that make you tick, and the things that maybe sometimes don't align and may trigger you as well. So you also got to be aware of that so you can be able to fix it. So that's the first level. The second level of emotional intelligence is self-management. Okay, this one is key, because self management is all about using specific strategies to eliminate the things that are disturbing you. Okay, being able to manage your emotions a lot better on a day to day basis, right? I've always, came to the understanding that you got to be able to manage your thoughts. You got to manage your feelings. You got to know when to switch from positive, to a more uplifting person. You got to know how to switch those negative thoughts into positive ones. It's a lot of things, and self-management is key, because I always tell people this, right? Everything that you feel is all about what you think. And I've learned that 70,000 thoughts that we have in a day, we have 70,000 thoughts in a day. You got to think about that. That's 70,000 seeds that are being planted on a day to day basis, whether they're conscious or unconscious. There's 70,000 seeds being planted. So you have to really know what's being planted in your mind by fixing what's going in your mind, standing guard at the door of your mind, being able to manage your thoughts, recognizing those negative ones and turning them into positive ones, recognizing when you doubt yourself and turning those doubts into beliefs, recognizing when you're, having thoughts of worry and turning them into thoughts of believing and thoughts that things are going to work in your favor. It's recognizing those things, right? It's managing. I think about it. The second level is self management. Think about a manager at work. Think about any manager. Their job is to manage people. Make sure that you're, giving people the right task, making sure that people are being held accountable. All right. Keeping things in order is part of management. So when it comes to emotional intelligence, you need to learn how to manage your thoughts and your emotions. Okay, because if you don't manage them, then they'll take a mind of their own, and they'll go wherever it is that, you know it takes them. And the thing is, here's the tricky part with that though. 70% of what most people think about is negative. So if majority of what we think about is already negative based off of our environments and the limitations and social media and the things that we see on a day-to-day basis, you got to think about it. You're going to put yourself in a position to lose if you're not managing your thoughts, if you're not managing your emotions. This is why I always teach the routine is so key, because if you have a routine every day, you can manage what's going in, what's going out. Every day, if you're reading a good book, every day you're getting poured in great information. If every day on your drive to work you have a podcast and an audio on, okay, you're listening to Mornings with Eno, you're getting poured in great information every time. If every time you wake up you're practicing mindful meditation and you're getting rid of the negative thoughts, you're practicing good gratitude every morning, you're praying, you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're gonna eventually get your mind to the point where it's only thinking positive. I heard one of my favorite, rappers, in an interview. His name is Drake. You guys may know him. He said he doesn't let not even one negative thought enter his inner matrix, right? And the reason why is because that one negative thought is a seed planted. And every time you give attention to that specific thought, that's you watering the seed. And the more you water that seed, okay, the more you feel those emotions. Okay. Now remember, your emotions are the gateway into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind controls your habits, it controls your programming. So if you're constantly thinking and feeling these thoughts and these emotions, okay, eventually is what it becomes. It becomes a program. And then you wonder, it's like like you sitting there planting a seed and watering it every time over and over and over again. And then what ends up happening is you end up manifesting the physical reality of that problem. And then you start to see the arguments in relationships, you start to see the problems, you start to see things, and it happens the same in everything in life. You start to see it in your business, you start to see it with your family. It starts to show up in every area of your life. So it's very important that we manage our thoughts the right way. And you need to know what is it that you need to do to manage your thoughts. For example, give you guys a quick example before we go to the next one. When I was starting my
All right, guys, let's get today's call started. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Happy Monday. It is June 30th. If everybody can hear me and see me good, can I just get a one in the chat if you guys can hear me, see me good? Just want to make sure it's all solid on your side. Want to make sure it's all looking good, solid. Okay, we're back. I hope that works now. Sorry about that. I don't really can't control what happens with YouTube, to be honest. YouTube sometimes doesn't have the best connection, to be honest. So it's kind of annoying sometimes. So excuse me, but soon as he asked, that was the YouTube singer messing with us for sure. But we're back live, guys, and I pray and I hope that that's the last time that it disconnects. We're feeling good, we're feeling blessed, and we are excited for another great week that's going to be filled with a lot of amazing knowledge, wisdoms. I got some updates for you guys, and I cannot wait for you guys to hear what I'm going to cover on today's call. And I got a surprise for you guys at the end of this call that I don't want none of you guys to miss. Okay, so please make sure that you guys stay all the way through the call because I do have a surprise at the end, and I only want to do it specifically for you guys on this call because you guys have been supporting me, you know, this whole journey. So I want to do something special for all of you guys. So I want to make sure that the call is powerful, it's straight to the point, so that we can get to the powerful stuff, right? So today's training is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one because today we're going to be talking about the summer solstice. All right. And the summer solstice, it relates a lot with where we are in our lives right now. Obviously, for us, the summer solstice, it just passed June 21st, right? That was the summer solstice. And I want to make sure that you guys understand this because, yes, the solstice was about 9 days ago, but it relates a lot to what we're about to do on this day, which is June 30th. As you guys know, today is the last day of the first 6 months of the year. And if you didn't know, now you know. The first half of the year is from January 1st to June 30th. That's the first half of the year. The second half of the year is from July 1st to December 31st. So we have literally, today is the last day of the first 6 months of the year. Now, what is a summer solstice, right? The summer solstice, I want you guys to understand this. The summer solstice marks the longest day of the year and the shortest night of the year. It basically represents in the year the time where the sun reaches its highest point in the sky, right? And summer solstice on June 21st, the sun reaches its highest point in the sky. Now, spiritually, what that means is it represents peak of light, it represents clarity, and it represents growth. It's like you growing to be the best version of you, right? So, being that, you know, is the summer solstice, being that we just reached the first 6 months of the year, I want to talk to you guys about how you can leverage this time right now to the best of your advantage. Now, there's a couple of things that we got to do before we get there. And I think it's important that we understand this. Now, one of the first things we got to make sure that we do before we go into July 1st, before you step into the next day, which is July 1st, all right? The best thing that you could do right now today is I want you guys to do a 6-month evaluation. It's time to reflect. Today is the best day to reflect. If you haven't already done it, it is important that you reflect. Happy birthday, Danielle. Happy belated birthday. So it's important that right now we make it a priority to reflect, because we got to make sure that than the next 6 months are better than the last 6 months. So if I were you, I would sit down and I would ask myself these three questions. What did I do well the first 6 months of the year? What didn't I do well the first 6 months of the year? And what am I going to improve in the next 6 months? I'll repeat the questions one more time. This is important. These are the three questions every single one of us that are on this call. We have close to 80 people on the call and growing. There's three questions you want to ask yourself. What did you do well the first 6 months? As a matter of fact, real quick in the chat, what are some things you guys did well in the first 6 months of the year? Let me know what was one thing, right? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about the things that you did well in the first half of the year? Let me know in the chat. Let me see. What did you guys do well the first 6 months of the year? My sis Emmy said she did her morning routine well. She showed up. Gym 5, 6 days a week for Joel. Congrats, bro. That's amazing. Workouts for Clem. Let's go. Starting to live on my own. Let's go. That's amazing. Completing the saving challenge. Amazing. Generosity, eating healthier. Love to see that. Consistency with morning routine. Joya, stepping out of my comfort zone. Zion, getting back in the gym. Keita, joined the Alpha community, and you've been crushing it too, sis. I'm proud of you. Adela moved to Florida and started a new journey. I love that. Joya, reading more. Omela, most consistent I've been in the gym ever. Love to hear that. Started my business, did my non-negotiables, build more connections, rooted in God. Morning routine and fasting, following my meal plan. Learned patience, read new books, gym, swimming, moved to another country. Consistent in the gym, finished my 10-week workout program, joining team calls and finding my crypto and trading account. Let's go. Got closer to God. Amen, Jose. Carmen as well. Masters Club every week. Let's go, Tay. Building a routine, invested money in trading platform, GFU. Let's go, Troy. Proud of you, brother. Happy to have you on the family. Wealthy Cam got closer to God. Giselle got into sales. Let go. Happy for you. So we have a lot of people that have done a lot of things well in the first 6 months. And here's what I want to say. Celebrate yourself. Got married to an amazing husband. Let's go, Alyssa. Congratulations. Love that. Love that. Changed my career, on the path to making more than I've ever made. So the first thing you want to do, guys, is you want to celebrate the growth that you've achieved already. This is very important. You see, a lot of the times what happens is we focus too much on what we're not doing, on what's not happening, on the things that we're struggling on. And remember that whatever we focus on, what happens on whatever we focus on? What happens to the things that we focus on the most? Can you guys tell me in the chat? What happens when we focus on something too much? It grows. So if we're focusing on only the things that we're not doing, the things that we're struggling with, on the things that we haven't been doing the best in, then more of that is going to grow. How about we put focus into the things that we are doing? Focus on the things that we are accomplishing. Focus on the things that we are working on. So make sure that you give yourself a pat on the back. Make sure that you congratulate yourself. So real quick, let's take a quick pause and let's all type of congratulations in the chat for ourselves. Congratulations in the chat for ourselves for everything that we have done well in the first 6 months, because this is important. It's something that too many of us, we don't do enough of, because we're always so hard on ourselves. We're always trying to basically put more focus on what we're not doing, on what we're struggling on the things that we're not doing, that eventually we tend to take away focus from what we are doing. So always congratulate yourself, always celebrate yourself, because how the saying says, whatever you celebrate, you accelerate. All right. And just like the summer solstice, all right, the summer solstice is a moment of gratitude for all that has happened for you this year. Think about it. Think about all the seeds you planted this year. Think about all the wins you've had, the books you've read, All those gym sessions, are wins. There's people that didn't even go to the gym in the first 6 months. There's people that didn't even read a book in the first 6 months. There's people that didn't follow a healthy meal plan in the first 6 months. So even though it may be small or it may be big, celebrate it. Celebrate all the wins because it is so important. It is so important. So the first question you ask yourself is, what did I do well the first 6 months? And write it down. Give yourself credit for all the things you did well. Now, question number 2 is, what didn't I do well the first 6 months? Now, here is where you got to be real with yourself. Remember, this is a conversation that you're having with you and yourself. Nobody's going to see this. You don't got to hide it. You don't got to lie to your journal. You don't got to lie to anything. This is the time now where you're honest and truthful. What didn't you do well? Did you not do your morning routine well? Did you not read enough? Did you, Joel, he said, I haven't read it all. Not good, brother. We got to make sure that the next 6 months you read at least a book a month. At least a book a month. At least a book every other month. So I'm expecting you to finish at least 3 books before the end of the year, Joel. Right? So that we can be better. Right? This is important. So you got to be honest with yourself. What didn't Nano do well? Was it the gym? Was it my reading? Was it my morning routine? Was it going to sleep late? Was it too much scrolling? Whatever it was it not eating properly? Was it not budgeting my money? Was it not paying attention to this? Like, here is the time, like, how, as honest as you are with this question will determine how much better your next season is going to be. All right. This is going to be how, depending on how you answer this question, will determine how effective and how productive your next season will be. So you got to be real here when you ask yourself this question. And like I said, you could be doing it while you're on the call right now, or you could do it after the call. No worries. You could do it after the call so you can take the time with it. But ask yourself, yo, what didn't I do well? And be real and raw and honest and truthful. Call yourself out. Hold yourself accountable. You know deep down what you're not doing well. You know if you're not doing your full morning routine. You know if you're not writing your goals down. You know if you're not going to the gym. You know if you're not eating right, if you're not budgeting your money properly. You know if you're not posting on social media. You know if you're not being a product of the product. You know these things. You know whether you're being a good boyfriend or a good girlfriend. You know whether you're being a good mom or a good father. You know. So here is where you honestly audit yourself. You look at yourself, you come out of your body and you look at yourself and you tell yourself, here's this, and this, and that. Very important. Some of my most effective evaluations were the ones where I was real with myself. You got to be real with yourself. All right. So that's question number 2. And then question number 3 is, what improvements am I going to make the next 6 months? And the answer to question number 3 is usually a reflection of question number 2. Because I'll use Joel as an example. Joel said one of the things he hasn't done well in the first 6 months is he hasn't read at all. So guess what his improvement is for the next 6 months? He's going to read. It's that simple. Let's say somebody said, yo, I haven't gone to the gym the last 6 months. Well, guess what your improvements are going to be? You're going to start going to the gym. Even if it's once a week, even if it's twice a week, you're going to start going to the gym. Hey, Nan, I haven't been writing my goals down. Guess what you're going to start doing? You're going to start writing your goals down. And it starts tomorrow. Remember, guys, this is the opportunity for you to start a new year, a new quarter, a new half, a new week, a new month, a new everything. These are very unique opportunities. There's something in the shift of energy that we got to take advantage of. Think about it. Tomorrow is a new month. Let me start it from the beginning, as a matter of fact. Tomorrow is a new day. It's basically a new week. It's a new month. It's a new half. And it's also a new quarter. There's so much shift that can happen in just this one opportunity right here. New day, new week, new month, new quarter, new half. See the value in that? See how valuable that is? You have a very unique opportunity right now. Very, very unique opportunity right now to make sure that every single one of you guys starts something new, step into something new. You could literally put the last 6 months behind you and start brand new tomorrow. I don't know if you guys ever seen this quote or this, or it's posted a lot on social media where it says 6 months of all in action can change your life. Guys, starting tomorrow is the second half of the year. You can go hard all the way from July 1st to December 31st and your whole life can change. You can step into 2026 a completely different version of yourself if you start going all in on you now. Make the decision. Evaluate yourself. Don't get off this call. Don't start the month tomorrow. Don't start the week tomorrow. Don't start the day tomorrow. Don't start anything until you sit down today with yourself and ask yourself those 3 important questions. And then here's the challenge. Here's the challenge I'm going to create for all of you guys. I want you guys to grab a piece of paper. All right. And I want you guys, here's what we're going to do. All right. Stay with me. This is a challenge. So before I go into it, let me say this. Point number 1 was we got to evaluate. Point number 2 is we got to let the old self die and let the new self be born. How do we do that? I want you to write a letter of who the old self of you was and who the new version of you is going to be going into these 6 months. So for example, I want you to write a letter to yourself, writing down who the old you was this year. Nano was so on and so forth. Nano didn't go to the gym. Nano wasn't consistent with his reading. Nano didn't grow the relationship with God that he said he was going to do. This was who Nano was the first 6 months. And then I want you to write down who Nano's going to be the next 6 months, who Anna's going to be the next 6 months, who Tay's going to be the next 6 months. I want you to write a letter to yourself and I want you to sign it at the bottom, confirming that you're going to let the old self die and let the new self be born. Because that's what this is all about. I want all of you guys to step into the best version of you the next 6 months. We have to all step into it because look at how fast 6 months pass. It feels like just the other day we were typing Happy New Year's in the chat. It feels like just the other day we were typing Happy New Year's in the chat. We were saying Happy Valentine's Day, Happy Mother's Day. It was March Madness the other day. It was March Madness, March for Momentum. You guys remember that? It's already July, fam. The time is flying. And summer is going to go by just as fast. Next thing you know, it's September, back to school, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas, and the year's over. Look at how fast 6 months pass. Another 6 months are going to be just as fast. And we have this conversation every year. So this is no surprise. When I look at the date right now, I'm like, yo, it's June 30th. It just reminds me how important it is for us to be taking advantage of the time that we have. It just reminds me. It's like, yo, bro. Like, yo, it already 6 months passed. That means another year is going to pass. Like, yo, no wonder people say that time flies. No wonder people say, yo, life is short. Because that's it, a year's over. Bro, 5 years ago, it was COVID. And we was in a pandemic. That was 5 years ago. That it literally feels like that was a couple of years ago. Like if it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But it's been 5 years. Guys, we need to start making changes and we need to make them fast. But here's the thing. Life can change in 6 months. It can change in 6 months. But you got to let the old you die. You got to let that old you, that old version, that old way of thinking, that old way of speaking, that old way of dressing, the old you has to die. You have to let it go. You have to step into a new version of you starting tomorrow. You have to make a decision tonight, today. Today is June 30th. You have to draw the line in the sand behind you. Draw the line in the sand behind you and say, you know what? I'm not ever going back to that version of myself anymore. I'm grateful for what that version of myself did, but I know I can be better. I know I can grow more. I know I can be more consistent. I know I can do more for myself. So moving forward, I'm burning the boats and I'm going all in on myself for the rest of the year. Because put a 2 in the chat if you know for a fact that you could be doing more this year. You could be reading more. You could be going to the gym more. You could be eating healthier. You could be saving more money. You could be stepping out of your comfort zone more. Put a 2 in the chat if you truly in your heart believe that. Because I'm going to put a 2 in the chat. Me too. I know I could be reading more. I know I could be investing more, studying more, posting more, going to the gym more, writing my goals down more, prospecting more, learning more, going to more events, getting more out of my comfort zone. For how much longer are we going to live in the reality that we can always do more? Why can't we just be like, yo, we're doing as much as we can? I want the next 6 months to be, yo, we did everything we can. Nano, I read every book possible. I studied every hour I could. I went to the gym as much as I could, bro. I did everything to the max of my ability, to the max of my potential. Let's step into that version of ourselves. I want to see Junior step into that version of himself. I want to see Isabel. I want to see T. I want to see Yana. I want to see Gianni. I want to see Julia, Ruby, Danielle, David, Vladimir. I want to see all of you step into the max potential of who you're capable of being. The person that wakes up the earliest, reads the most books, studies the most, is in the gym the most, working to be the absolute best version of each and every single one of y'all. This is important. This is what's important right here. Letting the old self die so that the new self can be born. There was this saying, I read this book once. It's called The Energy Bus. And in The Energy Bus, there's this concept that he says positive dog and negative dog. And whatever dog you feed the most will determine the dog that basically controls your life. And for us, your choice has to be, who are you going to feed? Starting tomorrow, who are you going to feed more? Are you going to feed the old dog or are you going to feed the new dog? The old dog is the person that you used to be. Okay? So if you feed the old dog, feeding the old dog is waking up at the same time, not reading the books, getting in your own head again, not doing your morning routine, not writing down your goals, not doing what you know you're supposed to be doing. Doing what the old you would do is feeding the old dog. Or are you going to feed the new dog? Well, the new dog wakes up early, reads, does his full morning routine, steps out of their comfort zone, writes their goals down, budgets their money properly, posts on social media, does what they're supposed to do. So starting tomorrow, you want to keep track of, what dog am I feeding? Am I feeding the old dog or am I feeding the new dog? What dog are we going to feed moving forward? The old one or the new one? Are we going to feed the old one or are we going to feed the new one? Because this is what it's all about. This is the season of transformation right here, fam. So we want to keep this in mind. Now, I'm going to feed the new dog. Even myself, I'm grateful for everything I've done the first 6 months. I'm happy with myself. There's obviously areas I could have been better at. There's areas that I did very well at, but there's areas I could have done better. There's areas that I was the best version of myself. There's areas in my life where I was a little bit off this season. This new season, I'm stepping into a new version of me. And this is key. So you want to make sure that you're stepping into that going into this next season. Now let's go to point number 3. Point number 3, this is the season for you to shine at your fullest potential. Shine at your fullest potential going into this season. Just like the solstice, right? It reaches its highest point and it shines at its fullest potential. This is basically a reminder and an expression to let you guys know that your gifts are not meant to be hidden. They're meant to light up the world. Every single one of us, we're gifted. We're gifted whether you know it or not. Extremely gifted. We have over 100 people on the call right now. Every single one of us, the 100 plus of us that are on this call, we are all gifted beyond our imagination. Stop dimming your light. Step into who you know you can become. Stop playing small. Stop slacking off. Go shine your light. Ask yourself, where have I been playing small? Where have I been dimming my light to fit in? Understand that. Ask yourself those questions. Where have you been playing small this year? In the first 6 months, where did you play small? Where did you dim your light this year? Ask yourself that. Your light is not meant to blind others. Your light is meant to show them what's possible. That's what your light is for, is to show people what's possible. So step into it. Step into that purpose. Step into that gift. Step into exactly what you're meant to accomplish. I'm telling you, everything will shift for you once you do that. Your gifts are knocking at the door. Don't let them die at the door. Go open the door. Go take action for you. Everything that you want in life is already on the other side of that door. You just have to go get it. It's one decision that we all have to make. We all just have to make that one decision. That's it, Nano. Enough is enough. Draw the line in the sand. I'm not going back to who I was. I'm only stepping into who I'm meant to be. And if there was ever a time, let me tell you guys, if there was ever a time to do it, is now. Is it? If I prayed for moments like this. I remember I would have, obviously I've been doing this my journey now for close to 8 years. I loved days like today. Days like today were my favorites. You know why? Because days like today were reset moments for me. Days like today were moments where I can put a lot of the things that I like, when sometimes you're not having the year that you wanted to have, and you kind of needed like a little reset. You needed something new. You needed like a shift of energy. But it's kind of hard to do it when you're like in the middle of a month or you're like in the middle of something. It's perfect now. Perfect. June 30th. It's a Monday. Tomorrow is July 1st. Second half of the year. New week. New quarter. New half. New everything. It just almost gave me this feel like if it was a new year for me. And I knew that I had a 6-month runway to step into a new version of me. That I could let go of the old version of me. I could let go of the version of myself that I wasn't proud of. That I could make adjustments now that could help me elevate myself to new levels stepping into this new season. The moments like this were always my favorite. Like my favorite days of the year are usually like March 31st, June 30th, September 30th, December 31st. Those are like my 4 favorite dates of the year, to be honest. because those are always the end to specific months and the end to specific quarters, specific halves. That gave me the opportunity to start brand new. That gave me the opportunity to reflect on how far I've come, but also gave me the opportunity to realize, okay, what do I need to adjust? Because professionals adjust. You see, you're in a season right now where you could be in, a lot of us, we're in a season right now where we're like, okay, Nano, I've done this well, but I need to adjust this, I need to adjust that, and I need to adjust this. Today's the day. Today's the day to make the adjustments and make the shift. Today's the day for you to step into who it is that you want to become. This is so key. And when you're willing to do that, my biggest years happened because of shifts like the one that I'm telling you guys about right now. My biggest shifts happen in times like this one. Because I remember stepping into couple summers. There's been a couple of summers where I stepped into June 30th and I'm like, July 1st always has like this special, I don't know, it has this special ring to it because I always knew that that was a halfway point for me. And I'm like, yo, how do I rate myself in the first half of the year? Now, here's what I want to ask you guys. If you were to honestly rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on your performance, 1 being the poor, 10 being great, elite performance, what would you rate your first 6 months of the year? Honestly and truthful. You don't have to write it in the chat if you don't want to, but what would you rate yourself in the first 6 months of the year? An honest rate. All right, let me see. Out of 10. Okay, out of 10. Okay, I see a lot of 6s. I see some 7s, some 3s, some 4s. Michael Howard an 8. I love that for you, bro. Vladimir 7, Matt D 3s. I see some 5s, some 4s. There you go, 5s, 4, 5, 7, 8. So we would rate ourselves on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, 4 to 5, yeah, I would rate myself, and this is me being truthful and honest and based off of what I believe I can accomplish. I would rate myself a solid 7. Solid, I like a hard 7, you know, just cleared 7 type of thing. Knowing of how much more I know I could be doing, because it bothers me that I can't tell you guys 9, 10 right now. Like that bothers me that I can't say 9 or 10 right now. Because I know that there were areas that I wasn't the best at. But even though I have had a really good year so far, in certain areas, there were other areas where I wasn't the best at. So I would really rate myself a solid 6, 7, max 7 on a good day. But this is the beauty of it. It's not about how you start the year, it's about how you finish. It's not about how you start. I'm happy. I'm okay with me rating myself at a 6, 7 in the first half. Because the next half, I got to go 9, 10. We all got to go for 9, 10. Every single one of us, we all got to step into that 9 or 10 version of ourselves. We got to look back. I got to be able to ask all of us the same question on December 30th, December 31st. And I would have asked the same question. Hey, guys, how would you rate your year? And I want all of us to be like, yo, 9, 10. 8 and above is what I expect from all of us. 8 and above is great. If you can tell me, yo, Nano, I score an 8 and above for the year, that's what I want for all of us. Because in reality, let's call it what it is. None of us are going to accomplish our goals scoring 4s, 3, 4, 5, 6s, 7s maybe. If you want to hit your goals, you got to be hitting 8 and above. You want to retire your family, you got to be 8 and above. You want to put your kids in a better position, 8 and above. You want to live a life of financial freedom and abundance, 8 and above. You're not going to do it at a 4, at a 5, at a 6, at a 7. Maybe 7. But in reality, 8 and above is really the goal. So for me, think about it, guys. I'm not even all there yet. Because 8 and above should be the standard minimum. And I'm just being hard on myself. Some people may look at my performance and be like, Nano, I gave you an A. And I'm like, nah, bro, not me. I'm too hard on myself. I know how much more I could be doing. I know how much more I could be reading, how much more I could be in the gym, how much more I could be doing everything else. So that's why I give myself that strong 6 and 7. But that's unacceptable. We have to be hard on ourselves. And we got to look at ourselves in the mirror and realize, like, yo, we got to lock in these next 6 months now, more than ever. This is a wake-up call for everybody. Everybody should be on this call waking up like, sheesh. And guess what? Here's the reality of it. A lot of the times, the number that we gave ourselves is one up than what we really think. So some of us that put 7, we really meant 6. Some of us that put 6, we really meant 5. 5's really meant 4, because that's the reality. Sometimes you'll give yourself that one up majority of the time. So we have a lot of work to do this summer. We have a lot of work to do these next 6 months. And all it's going to take is for us to step into that new version of us. That new version of us, which is so important. All right. So I want all of us to shine at our potential. So we got to prepare for this next season in our life. Now, I want to make an announcement on this call. As you guys know, I've been working on something for a couple of years. And for a couple of years, I always said, yo, I want to do a retreat. I want to do a retreat for the community. Now, this is a retreat that will be open to everybody. It's open to everybody. It's open to the public. I only have 12 to 15 spots available, only, because it's going to be a very intimate retreat. Now, I want to announce it first on this call before I go public on it on my story today. All right, I will be going public with it on my story today. But I want to announce it here with you guys first, because you guys were the first ones to support it and the first ones to give me the idea. All right. So tomorrow, all right, tomorrow is the official launch of the retreat. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time is the official launch of the retreat. Now, I don't know if you guys are ready for this, but the name of the retreat is the name of the training today. You see, the name of the retreat is called the Solstice Retreat by Nano, where endings become beginnings. All right. Now, I'm going to be launching this tomorrow night, July 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific. Everything is confirmed. All right. Deposit has been made. And it is going to be absolutely insane. You guys don't know where it is yet. Nobody knows where it is yet. Tomorrow's the call where you find out all the details. Now, what is the intention behind this retreat? Well, the intention behind this retreat is basically kind of what we're doing right now, is to basically reflect, renew, and rebirth. All right. And if you guys want to stay up to date to all the information, I want you guys to join the Telegram chat that's in the chat box right there. All right. Because that's where I'm going to be dropping all the information for the retreat over the next couple of months. All right. I'm going to be dropping the jot form in there. I'm going to be dropping the launch call in there as well, so that you guys stay up to date with everything that's happening with the retreat. Now, I'm super excited about this because there's 3 things that are going to happen at this retreat. It's going to be happening in November, just so you guys are aware. It's going to be happening in November. The purpose of this retreat is the 3 R's. The 3 R's, which is we're going to reflect on how far we've come. We're going to step into the new version of ourselves. So we're going to renew ourselves, and then we're going to rebirth ourselves. We're going to step into a new version of ourselves. And guess what? 2026 is not going to start December 31st for us. 2026 is going to start right after this retreat right here. Right after this retreat is when 2026 will start. And when I tell you guys that we're going to have a blast at this retreat, this is going to be a very, very exclusive retreat for top 12 to 15 people. There's going to be morning meditations on the beach, morning stretches. There's going to be sauna sessions, cold plunges, massages, omasaki experience. All right. For those that like to eat good food, great natural and organic foods as well. We're going to have waterfall hikes, ceremonies, workshops, podcasts. And you're going to be staying in one of these houses right here. You see this house that you see right here? This is a tree house on the beach. All right. Tree house on the beach. So this is going to be next level stuff. The location is going to be another next level location. And guess what? On top of that, I made it possible, and it's not Tulum. I know it looks like Tulum, but it's not. I made it to where everybody can afford it. I didn't want to make it crazy expensive. All right. But I did make it where you do have to invest back into yourself. This is going to be one of those retreats where, let me give you guys an idea of it. We're going to get there. And the first day, we're going to have a beautiful dinner on the beach. Dinner on the beach, on the water. Absolutely gorgeous, man. I cannot wait for you guys to see what we have in store for you guys. It's going to be life-changing. And for 3 days, I'm going to be working so hard with each and every single individual on this that goes to this. All right. This is going to be very, very intentional. We're going to go out there. We're going to reflect on the year that we've had. We're going to step into the new version of us, the version of us that we know deserves a success in everything that we want in life. And then the last day, we're going to rebirth ourselves. We're going to let go of everything that doesn't serve us. We're going to wash ourselves clean of all our sins, of everything that doesn't align with us. And we're going to leave that retreat a new version of ourselves. It's going to be worth every dollar that you invest to go to this. And on top of that, listen to this as well. There's opportunities for payment plans here as well. I was able to get it organized where you can do payment plans. There's going to be a setup where basically it's going to be you make a deposit to lock in your spot. And then there's 3 payments that you can break it up into. You can break it up into 3 payments. There'll be one in August, one in September, and one in October. So it doesn't have to be paid all at once. And if you want to save money, you can share your treehouse with somebody else, and it'll be cheaper if you want to do that. There's going to be many tiers. There's going to be 3 tiers. There's going to be the most expensive tier, which is the VIP service. There's going to be a middle tier, and then there's going to be a low-level tier. So that way, anybody can come. Anybody's going to be able to afford this. This call is tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'll give you guys all the details tomorrow. I'm just giving you guys a sneak peek so that you guys know what's going to be happening on tomorrow's call. At 7 p.m. tomorrow, it goes live. Now, remember, I only have, in reality, the reality is this. I only have 12 tree houses. I only have 12, and somebody already got one. I only have 12 tree houses. So in reality, only 12 people, if everybody just gets one tree house, if each individual just gets one tree house, and there's only 12 people that goes. Now, I know there's people that are going to come with their couples. There's going to be people that share a tree house. So the tree house, this could be a retreat that goes from anywhere from 12 to about 20 people, give or take. So it could be 12 to 20 people. Now, we are working on some other things based off of the demand for it when the retreat drops, how many people can go. All right. Now, if I see that there's a massive demand, then they say, hey, we'll open up a couple of other things like bungalows and dorm rooms. There's other stuff that we can open up. All right. But I got to see what the numbers look like in terms of the beginning of it. If there's a huge demand for it, then I'll open more up. But as of right now, we only got a total of 12 beach tree houses and jungle tree houses so we can take advantage of. Remember, this is going to be a retreat that we're going to go to learn, to let go, and also we're going to have fun. This is right on the beach. So yes, we're going to have fun, we're going to work out, we're going to learn, we're going to release, but we're also going to do so much more. We're going to have fun, we're going to have margaritas on the beach. It's going to be a completely unbelievable experience. It's going to be hosted by me and my sister Jasmine, who's helping me along the way. So please make sure that you join the Telegram channel so that you can get up to date. This call will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I will cover the details. I will cover the mission, the vision behind everything. I'll go over the whole itinerary. I'll go over all the prices, the payment plans, everything will be covered on tomorrow's call. So at 7 p.m., don't miss it. Now, like I said, there's 100 people on this call right now. I only have anywhere between 12 to 20 spots. So it's going to be first come, first serve. And remember, this is not including me launching this to my story and everybody who's not here as well. So the demand is going to be high, and it's going to be for the ones that can make it happen the fastest. The key, I'm only telling you guys first because, like I said again, the people that lock in their spots are going to be the people that can make the deposit as soon as possible. Your deposit locks in your spot. I'm telling you guys first because, like I said, you guys are my family. I haven't even posted this on my story at all. At all. So I want you guys to know about this. And listen, this is not a network marketing retreat. This is not an Alpha Society retreat. This is a Mornings with Nano retreat. This is my personal retreat. This is a luxury wellness retreat for anybody. It's open to anybody that is a business owner, that is an entrepreneur, that is looking to grow, who's a thought leader. It's going to be absolutely legendary. I'm telling you. And I'm going to be doing more of these every single year moving forward from this. But this is going to be the first one. We're going to finish the year off strong with this one. And then in 2026, we'll probably do another 2 to 3 more in 2026. So if you missed this one, no worries. Just make sure that you get ready for 2026 because I'm going to be doing anywhere from 2 to 3 more in 2026. Okay, but this will be the one that finishes the year strong. And I've been wanting to do this for a couple of years. For anybody that knows, I've been wanting to do this retreat for years now. And the reason why I call this solstice is because, like the saying goes, where endings become beginnings. It's going to be the end of the year. It's going to be the end of the old version of you, and we're going to help you step into the new version of you. We're going to be journaling together. There's going to be a lot of journal sessions that we do together. We're going to do beach meditations, visualizations with the ocean in the background, massages to let go of any tensions in your bodies. Think about this: sauna sessions, hyperbolic chambers, high quality food only, 3 meals a day included in everything. Hikes to the waterfall so that you can jump into ancient waterfalls. Yes, massages, Tay. Next level massages too. Not no regular, mall massages. We're talking about real deep tissue, letting go of all bad energies in your body. Remember, this is a mind, body, spirit retreat. You're gonna be able to tap into a whole new level. And think about this. There's a reason why I did it in November. Because I know December is already the month of holidays. I did it in November specifically. Number 11, right? Month number 11, which represents new beginnings, new everything. So trust me, familia. And we're only bringing high-level people. This will be a great opportunity for you to network. This will be a great opportunity for you to put a stamp on your passport. So if you don't have your passport and you want to go, start making it a priority to go and get your passport because you're going to need your passport. All right. You're going to need your passport. So wherever we're going, it's going to be life-changing. And it's going to be something that I'm telling you guys, it's going to be worth every dollar and more. And I cannot wait for you guys to experience this with me. All right, guys. So I wanted to give you guys that update. Is this for aspiring entrepreneurs? Yes, it is. It's for aspiring entrepreneurs, business owners, thought leaders. Obviously, we're going to have a call. I'm going to qualify everybody individually for this retreat. So just because you sign up for it doesn't mean that you're going to get picked to go. Everyone has to have individual conversations with me, because I want to make sure that the retreat is filled with the right people that are in the right state of mind and that understand what it is that we're going to be doing there. It's going to be life changing. So I only want to bring the best of the best so that the vibes are immaculate and so that we can bring only the best people. So Anna, you're pretty close. You're pretty close. It might be in that area as well. So it could be a little birthday present for you. You never know. All right, guys. So if you guys joined the Telegram chat, put a 111 in the chat. If you guys are plugged into the Telegram chat, make sure that you guys plug into that. Keep plugging in, keep plugging in. And if you're not in it, please join it. Even if it's just for the updates. Even if it's just for the updates. Remember, this is going to be the chat for future retreats as well. And at least you can jump on the call and take it and learn about it all yourself. All right, fam. So I'm excited for it. I have a lot of calls I got to do today, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew what is going to be going on at the end of the year. And I'm excited for it. Like I said, I made this very, very possible for anybody to make it to this. We put payment plans together. I put it in tiers from, VIP service all the way down to a service that anyone can afford. All you need is your passport, willing to invest back into yourself, and the rest will take care of itself. And I'm telling you, an investment like this one could be the investment that actually shifts your life into new transformations and into new levels, because I'm telling you, it's going to be super life-changing. Is it going to be a weekend trip? It's going to be weekend/weekday. So it's a 4-day retreat. So it's going to go weekend/weekday. So it's going to take a couple of your weekdays as well. All right. But you got time. So for those that do work jobs, you're going to have to take some days. You're going to definitely have to ask for some days off, just letting you guys know ahead of time. All right. But with that being said, guys, that is the end of today's training. I hope that you guys have a beautiful day. Obviously, I will announce this again tomorrow morning on the call so that you guys are aware. I'm very excited for this retreat because it is going to change a lot of lives. And I'm excited not only for what it's going to do for the people that go to this, but also the doors that is going to open for the following year going into 2026 for everything, right? So just keep that in mind. Everything is going to go as planned, and I cannot wait for you guys to see this. If we want to extend and stay more, is there possibilities of that as well? Yes, there is, Anna. There is possibilities of you wanting to stay as well, because I'm probably going to stay a couple days after as well, just to chill and relax after, spending a couple days there with everybody. Because for the reason why I made it a little bit small, like a group small, is because remember, I want to be able to spend intentional time with every single person that goes to this retreat. I don't want it to be one of those retreats where, because so many people go, you don't get a chance to spend time with me. Like, I want to have one-on-one time with each person that goes to this retreat, with each person. I want to be able to spend intentional time, intentional conversations with each person. So it's important that we keep the retreat size small, and that way we can have intentional calls. Intentional planning. There's going to be a lot of amazing things that happen at this trip. And like I said, all the details, we will cover them tomorrow. I just gave you guys a sneak peek, and I gave you guys early access on this call. All right, guys. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your days. Don't forget your evaluations. Do not forget the evaluations, because they're going to be very important. I'll do a little prayer for us, and then we'll end it all right there. So quick prayer. Let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with a beautiful day that is filled with your grace and your abundance. This week is going to be one that's going to be filled with a lot of new beginnings. We understand that we're stepping into the second half of the year, and we're willing to let go of everything that we didn't do this past 6 months that didn't serve us. Everything, forgive us for it, Father. Forgive us of our trespasses. Forgive us of our sins. Wash us clean of anything that didn't serve us these last 6 months. And let us step into that new version of us. Let us step into that version of us that represents you, Father, where we're shining the light on all those individuals that need it, and that we're stepping into a version of us that's strong, that's confident, that has faith, that is willing to do whatever it takes to accomplish whatever it is to get to where we want to go to, Father. We want to do everything for your praise and for your glory, God. And I just cannot wait to see all the surprises and all the gifts that you have for us on the other side of that door, God. So we appreciate you. We love you. Let's have a great, productive week. And in your name we pray. Amen, amen, amen. Let's go. I'm just happy that we finally accomplished it. We did it. We confirmed it. And there's no going back now, fam. Love you more, sis. There is no going back now. We're going. We'll be on this retreat. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the one that changes everything for each and every single one of us. Step into that version of us. We're going to work hard from now to the day of the retreat. And then at the retreat, that's when 2026 is going to start for us. I'm telling you right now, everybody that goes to that retreat at the end of the year, in 2026, they will make multiple 6 and even 7 figures. I truly believe that, because that's going to be the shift for everybody that goes to that retreat. You will make 6, 7 figures if you go to that retreat, if you're not already making it. Trust me, it's going to be the key. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on tomorrow's call and the launch call. Put it on your schedule now. 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. Available for everybody. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys then. God bless. Thank you, fam.